Assalamu alaikum dear viewers, my name is Aryan Khan Kasi here with another video. Friends, you must have seen the movie Joker in which they show a clown suffering from mental illness keeps killing people. They show he has a strange and distorted perspective on life. When Joker was released in 2019, it was a global smashing hit. Well, viewers, have you ever thought of the thought process about the movie? What is the concept? What is the philosophy? Today's video is about this very philosophy. Friends, you may have noticed that many people tell you to search the purpose of life. They always tell you that your life should have some purpose, your life should have some objective, some ambition, because life is not meant to enjoy comforts. It's It is after life is about running after an ideal, something that you're obsessed with, something that is your obsession. And when life gets that meaning, the joy of life gets to another level. But it's also true that many people believe life is meaningless. They say we are not born by will, we do not live by will, and we do not die by will. Therefore, in the world, humanity, the insight, humanity, and wisdom inside the world is all meaningless. This is a very pessimistic way of looking at the world, but hidden behind this very perspective is a philosophy called nihilism. Well, is it right to look at life so negatively? Is what nihilism says correct? And unknowingly, are you a nihilist? Well, today we'll talk about this. Well, the word nihilism comes from Latin word nihil, which means nothing or nothingness. This is why you can say nihilism is often associated with the philosophy of nothing. Well, in the modern era, this is used in Russia and Greek literature, and it goes back to the time of Gautama Buddha, which many people say as about 200 or 300 years ago. Well, a person who believes in nihilism is a nihilist. A nihilist believes in nothing, not knowledge, not action, not destiny, not rebirth, not God, not even the self. According to them, everything is nothing and nothing has no meaning at all. It might seem to you that this philosophy is very foolish, but when you go next to them, you can easily understand their argument. Nihilism attacks the fundamental aspects of your life in a very, very harsh way. And because of this, you begin to question your own thinkings. If the foundation of your belief is weak, nihilism can easily break it. Nihilism says the universe, life, and knowledge have no inherent or natural meaning. Not to be foolish or empty, we create that one meaning for ourselves. Well, nihilism is also associated with extreme pessimism and radical skepticism. Although these ideas share many similarities, they are still different from each other. Nihilism has several types, like you can say more than 50, and there are five main types which I will explain in this video. Coming up first is existential nihilism. Well, in existential nihilism, they say life has no built-in meaning or purpose. That purpose and meaning we created for ourselves. Next comes political nihilism. Well, you can say that in political nihilism, you say it rejects government, laws, and political authorities. It states political authority has no real value or legitimacy. All political structures, you can say, are meaning or seems as meaningless. Next comes epistemological nihilism. Epistemological nihilism says true knowledge is impossible. Either we know half the truth or it's a lie. It's uncertain or unreliable. Next comes moral nihilism. Moral nihilism says there is no objective right or wrong. Moral rules are human made, not universal. Ethics are based on feelings or culture, not true facts. Next comes metaphysical nihilism. Well, in metaphysical nihilism says there is no inherent existence. Reality itself could have been empty. As they say, they also say the universe doesn't care about us, and it questions whether anything truly has to exist to be specified. Well, leaving, you can say, this philosophy, you can say there was a very huge role, viewers, there's a very huge role of a famous German philosopher named Friedrich Nietzsche. Well, he was from now, he might be 150 years old. He has passed away. Well, Friedrich Nietzsche is not a nihilist. He had a huge role because he talked for and against nihilism. Do you know Friedrich Nietzsche believed that the universe is not only meaningless but even hostile to meaning? Life, according to Friedrich, is struggle, striving, optimizing oneself, and reaching the peak of selfhood. That is life according to Friedrich. But viewers, do you know Friedrich feared of nihilism? Friedrich explained that this explained that there is no objective structure or order in the world except the ones we create for ourselves so we do not feel foolish. He once said, every belief, every considering something true is necessarily always false because there is simply no true in this world. He believed nihilism would expose all of humanity's beliefs and truths as nothing. And there's an infamous quote of Friedrich Nietzsche where he said, infamously, God is dead. Well, he wasn't talking about the actual idol of the religions, but he was talking about the past time, like he was talking about 200-300 years ago, in which they showed how religious powers, how much religion power, how much, like you can say, the religions, how much religious powers held at that time. And now they are seeing that many people are trying to chart their own ways, trying to find their own meaning in life. Frederick argued against nihilism that in the coming centuries, the advent of nihilism would drive civilizations towards a catastrophe waiting to implode. By leaving Friedrich Nietzsche's philosophy, many say nihilism is now getting out of control and out of philosophy's classroom, which we can see in people that are in the mid 20s, or you can just easily say Generation Z, which is my generation. Well, finally, the side effects of nihilism. Well, first of all, it leads to lack of higher values, it denies life and stops you from reaching your highest potential. It ridicules achievements, meaning because nothing matters to you anymore. It encourages mediocrity. It just says that you should stay an average, and it kills growth. And it promotes herd mentality. Fifth of all, it encourages herd mentality. But always remember, humans are meant to make a name for themselves, not just live like sheep. To conclude, we to to conclude this discussion, remember, whenever you think differently, society will always try to pull you down because they love regularity and they don't like difference. They will always try to pull you down.